Hi everyone, Charlene Bauer, Ladies Off-Road Network, and we are live at 5 on a Tuesday, and we have some fun stuff to talk about today. I am going to say why you should save the date for November 13th and 14th. We are going to talk about some other events that are coming up here very shortly, and we're going to talk about U-joints. Like, what other cool thing do you have to do on a Tuesday night than talk about U-joints? Yay! Can we all get a yay? Can hardly wait to talk about U-joints. Somebody say their hello. Great, awesome, I love it. And so here we go. We have all kinds of fun stuff to talk about. The Ladies non-con, Lawn Non-Con 2 is happening in just another week. We leave next week and we will be ready to rock and roll and have a great time. I can't wait for this group. To be really honest, I'm super excited because there's a lot of ladies I don't know, I haven't met before. And so I can hardly wait to meet you. And I say you because you are invited. So make sure that you check into it. Reach out to me if you have any questions. And let's get you coming to Arizona. Flagstaff, it's going to be mid-70s. Yay! I'm so excited. Down here in Phoenix, it's still like 105 today. But in Flagstaff, we're hitting those nice mid-70 days and nice 50-ish evenings. So excited about that. Let me know if you want to come. Also, remembering, Moab is open for anybody to come. So Moab is going to be, when? October 19th through the 23rd. It's a Monday to Friday. I was talking to some girls today about Moab, and it's Monday to Friday because I want to give those that need time to drive, so they have Saturday and Sunday to drive, get there Sunday night. We have a great week Monday to Friday, and then Saturday you have Saturday and Sunday to drive. So hopefully we were going to end up killing a week of vacation regardless of how we did it, whether you were driving or not. So I said, well, let's just make it most reasonable and do it that way. So everybody had, I don't know, so nobody really felt rushed in their drive. Like, you had the ability to get back and forth to where you needed to go successfully and safely. All right. So that is going to be October 19th to the 23rd in Moab. Next week is camping in Flagstaff. And then our leadership group is going to come and hang out with me here in the office. We might put them to work. And it's going to be a ton of fun. We were talking about it last night on the leadership call. Don't worry, I'm going to talk about the leadership call here in a minute too. Some other stuff that came up. And then December 11th through the 13th is the end of year bash. This is a new deal. And I talked to the leadership group about this as well. I'm like, this is how I'm feeling about this event. Am I going down the right path? And they're like, yes, Charlene, you're going down the right path. So I'm going to tell you how I'm feeling about that event in December. Tell me, heart, yes, I want to come, I want to be a part. But basically, the December event is everybody's invited here. It's 3 days, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Everybody's invited here. And there's plenty of room to camp in the yard. Like, we got plenty of opportunity. You just got to talk to me. And I just want you to get out of your house. If you haven't been out of your house, or if you haven't been around positive people, I want you to come. I want you to have no excuses. No excuses barred. I want you to come. I want you to have an open heart. I want you to come. I want you to be a positive part. I want you to sit around the campfire and laugh and burn s'mores. Not burn the house down, but burn the s'mores. That's okay. Burn your marshmallows. And really be in an environment around positive people. And that's the main plan. We're not going to be on a Charlene, gotta go schedule. No, there's going to be things to do. We have a trail that I want to take people on. If you guys want to go trail wheeling, there's a trail out yonder that I think is really cool. So, but it's not an all day thing. If we decide that we want to leave at 11 o'clock, we can still have a great day. If we decided that we had a few too many marshmallows the night before and we need that sugar to wear off a little bit, we can leave at 11 and it's not a big deal and we'll have a great day and we'll be back in order to cook up some more marshmallows. So that's how I want the December event to go. We will have an ugly sweater contest, of course. I mean, why not? So we'll have some fun stuff like that going on. People that are coming will have a lot of entertainment value to it, I'm sure. So please put that December on your calendar. It's December 11th to 13th, especially if you haven't been out of your house. I'm not asking you to have a vehicle. I'm not asking you to have anything. I'm asking you to come with a big mind, a happy heart, a challenged heart. Come with a challenged heart and leave with a happy heart. How about that one? Because that we can do. That we can absolutely do. And yes, as Jody just mentioned, the weather here in Arizona is in the 70s during December. It's an amazing time of year to be here. I want you to be here. I do have a trail that I might have us go walk. We'll call it hiking. But I have some really cool ideas. I'll tell you about those later. I'm not going to blow my secret on that one yet. You're going to have to wait for that one. So that's coming up in December. I want to tell you a little bit more about it. It's not online yet. It's not something that you can register for yet. It's not any of that because I don't know what we're going to do about that. But anyways, save the date, right? Plan it. Phoenix, PHX is your airport, or Mesa Gateway. You just have to communicate to me which one you're coming in so we know which one to go pick you up at. So Phoenix is that way 20 minutes and Mesa Gateway is that way 20 minutes. Ask Marissa how that works out if you go to the wrong one. So you just got to communicate which one you're coming into and we'll pick you up. Like, legitimately, you guys, when you come and hang out with me, you don't have to worry about anything. You just got to come. You just got to come have fun. You got to come. You got to come. You got to come. You got to roast marshmallows. Yeah, that's it. All right, so that's that. Short term here, so I am changing some of my plans. I was scheduled to go to Portland this weekend, and unfortunately I'm making a personal decision, which is a challenge. Most everybody knows I never, if ever, put myself in front of an event or in front of you, but I am going to this weekend. So unfortunately I'm not going to make it to Portland to meet up with the Pacific Northwest ladies. I talked to Roxy today and with Cheryl, so they both understand what's going on. Instead, as you guys know, I had a friend pass away a few weeks back. His memorial is this weekend. My gut is telling me that's where I need to be, and I need to go to California to do that, and so that's what I'm going to do. It took a lot of heart and effort and energy to come up with that decision, yet at the same time, I sit here and say, that's what I tell you to do, is follow your heart and follow your gut, and you do what you need to do to be what's right. And that's what I needed to do too. So I just want to be really open about it, that's why I'm not going to be there. And that is something that I need to do, right? And we all have those moments in time. And this happens to be one of those moments in time. So remember to put yourself first. We all got to put ourselves first. And this is my moment to do that. Then we'll come back and on Tuesday, head up to Flagstaff. We'll probably be live from Flagstaff on Tuesday night, as long as I can. And make it up there and get ready for another epic weekend. So those of you that are coming up, you guys will be getting a lot of information over the next couple days to make sure that you're on task and that I have all the information I need from you so we can do our food shopping and airport picking upping and all of that greatness. So just make sure that you're keeping up with your emails if you're on our list. And if you haven't registered yet and you want to be on the list, let's do this. Let's do this. Reach out to me. Let's figure it out, okay? There's no I can't. There's only I shouldn't, or I need to do this or need to do that. Okay. Next on the list, new date to put on your calendar. November 14th. November 14th. Okay? It's a save the date for right now. I just want to put the save the date on. That's a Saturday. And this is every single person that's listening right now. Doesn't matter where you are because it's online. So it's a Saturday and a Friday night. So it's the 13th and 14th are going to be the technical dates. Because we're going to start with a cocktail party, virtual, cocktail party and a member spotlights on Friday night, which is going to be really, really cool. So you, every single person here, can be a part of that Friday night member spotlight. You just will have to put a video together ahead of time and submit it to me so we can play it. Very neat. And then on Saturday, this is what our main topic was last night of our leadership group, was talking about our, what I think is going to be called now. I'm pretty excited about this name that we came up with last night. It's very long and aggressive, but I love it. It's the Bauer Academy Off-Road Education Quarterly Rally presented by Ladies Off-Road Network. So it's a Bauer Academy Off-Road Education Quarterly Rally presented by Ladies Off-Road Network. And what it is it's online education all day on Saturday. You'll have 4 seminar spots, 3 seminars per spot to pick from, and all day long you're going to be learning on that Saturday, November 14th. You will have access to all 12 different pieces of knowledge, and that is very exciting. So you'll have 12 different hours worth of knowledge you can get at any point in time. The 4 that you pick on Saturday, I would say, are going to be the ones that you want to be the most important to you to take live, so that you can ask the presenter live questions. It's not going to be me, just me. You understand how this goes. I bring in the best of the best. So we're going to have industry people on here talking about industry things, how things work, how to do it, how, what, when, where, all this kind of cool stuff. So it's going to be really exciting. We're going to have everything from products, kind of like what we're going to talk about today with U-joints, but somebody that's really into U-joints, talking about them and drive shafts and such, just like our e-workshops. Our e-workshops have been really great on Wednesday nights, but the reality is I just can't keep that momentum going every Wednesday night, and neither can you because you're busy. So what I did instead is said, okay, we're going to set one Saturday aside, and then you guys will be able to set, hopefully, one Saturday aside, which I know is difficult, and then come and do it. If you can't set the Saturday aside, it's okay. You can still register for it. You can still go to your event that you happen to have that particular Saturday, and you still have access to all that content afterwards. So it's a really great opportunity as well for you never to really lose the content. You can still be right involved with it. If you are a Ladies Off-Road Network member or a lifetime member, we will have what's called a off-road education study group. I love this. This is what the girls came up with last night. They kind of took my idea and took it to the next level, which is exactly what I wanted. So they came up with the off-road education study group, where then for the next few weeks, they'll take each one of the seminars and have a discussion group about it. And that will happen in Wild Apricot. So you do have to be a member to have access to Wild Apricot. But then once you're in there, that's our chat zone. You'll be able to be a part of the study group where, hey, we'll dig into the article or the presentation about radiators. And I can even have our presenter try and be in there too. So that would be a lot of fun to be able to do that. Give us maybe a topic for our Tuesday nights here for us to talk about education and so forth. We'll also, some of our leadership group is going to try and host watch parties, excuse me. So that might be fun. So if you don't want to just sit in your house and watch the online education for the whole day, maybe somebody in your area is going to have a watch party and you can go there. The challenge with that is the group kind of has to decide on which 4 you watch that day, but then maybe you get together the next weekend and do another 4, right? So it's really, really going to be cool. That's my take on it. I think it's going to be really, really cool. Linda, yes, there's going to be a ton of visuals because as the person is presenting, just like I'm presenting right now, it's like, okay, and here is what a U-joint looks like. And look, it's fancy and it has this many ribs in it and cha-cha-cha, la la la. So it's gonna be neat. The people that I bring in, they're experts in their field. They're not all experts at presentations. We've learned that about our e-workshops. And it's just being honest, but they're experts in their field. So part of what we also came up with is having questions ahead of time. You know, you'll know exactly who's presenting. Wait till you see the list. I already saved the date for a bunch of people, but they don't even know this yet. I'm telling you before I'm telling them what we're actually doing on that particular day that they said that they weren't busy. So, so wait until you see the list. Like, the list of people that are going to be on that Saturday is awesome. The other thing I'm going to encourage you to do is make it a date with your husband, boyfriend, significant other, kids, daughter, son. If you're going to sit there all day and learn, have them sit there with you too, right? Like, it's fine. Have a second body in your camera. We all know that the guys are in the background listening anyways. Hi guys. So jump in, let them learn with you. Then that's also awesome for you guys because then you guys can have great conversations in the mix of it as well, right? Hey, okay, yeah, I understand now more about a radiator, but let's dive into a little bit more independently. Or maybe there's a stumping question and so then you guys Google it later together on the couch. Who knows? Could turn into a great evening. So that's what's happening there. If you're a lifetime member, the access will be free. If you are a member, you'll get 10% off. And then for non-members, there will be a price for it as well. And again, it's a whole big picture of that day and the member spotlights the night before. So getting everybody engaged the night before is our big group. Huge presentation, and guys are welcome to join as well and be a part of it as well. So it's a Bauer Academy product brought to you by Ladies Off-Road Network. So we're going to have a lot of fun in there. And there will also be a deadline for you to register if you want a little special goodie pack that will have goodies to survive the day of school and cocktails. Because I have learned that school and cocktails go together very well. Oh, I'm just kidding. They don't go together well. It's like a before and after thing. After? Before? Anyways, you got the point. Okay, so that's all I'm saying about right now. Save the date. November 14th, 13th, and 14th. And it's going to be as awesome as we can possibly make it. Yes? Cheers? All right. Don't forget, we still got 2 more weeks, ladies. 2 more weeks. And somebody is going to be the big winners in these BF Goodrich tires. Let me tell you how pretty they are. Yes, yes. So if you are a member, you need to go in and make sure that you are registered already for the tires. And if you are not, this is a great reason right now to become one. Holy cow. If you have already registered, don't forget to go in and tell somebody about Ladies Off-Road Network, and then give us a quick tell about what you did in Wild Apricot so that we can get you an extra entry. This is how you get your extra entries. You can get 10 extra entries. I don't care how many extra entries you get. Tell us what you do. Super simple. You're not bragging, you're telling. And you get an entry into, bam, these beautiful set of tires. So make sure that you guys work on that. And I don't want anybody to not know that this was available. This is a great opportunity, and BF Goodrich Tires is always an amazing company and very supportive of you ladies as well. So I just want to make sure that we are really taking advantage of that. All right. Long non-con 2, it's still happening. We all know that. We've already harped that enough. Okay. In tonight's episode of Live at 5 and Charlene's reading, we are going to talk about the 5 signs to replace a U-joint. Now, oh, hold on, please. Let me paste in, if you'd like to follow along. There you go. There's the link. If you'd like to follow along in reading. For those of you that haven't been online in a couple weeks or whatever, or you might be new, the joke is I've been taking 7th grade, and it's been quite an entertaining value. But with taking 7th grade, I've learned how to read better. I don't know about read better, but we've definitely been breaking down paragraphs and sentences and all kinds of things. So Linda, that's what we're going to do. We're going to break down this paragraph. What is a U-joint? Why do you need to replace one? And I will tell you that there's a 6 steps to greasing a U-joint on Lady Software Network as well. We're not going to read that one tonight. This is what is a U-joint. And then you guys can go in and learn how to do the maintenance, which is also a part of the resolution. All right. So, I do encourage you actually to grab that link at some point. This is a 3-minute video. I don't think it's going to go well if I just press play and try and stream it through the streaming. But this is Randall Spear, and that is whose husband? Miss Rachel's, right? For those of you that know Rachel, it does the pictures for us on our top 10 weekends. She's amazing. And so this is Randall, her husband, talking about the history of U-joints and what a U-joint is. Unfortunately, Lydia and somebody, oh man, who was it? Kim? My U-joints are in the motorhome that are in Flagstaff right now. So I don't have my U-joints right here to show you what it looks like, which I apologize for. So we're going to have to go with the picture version, but you can also Google it and see what they look like. So here's the words. There are U-joints, CV joints, cardan joints, and more. They're all different styles. It's a different style. As part of the driveline and axles of our vehicles, we caught up with Randall Spear, marketing manager for Spicer Parts and Dana Industries at King of the Hammers, in reference to this month's giveaway, which was a few months back. I mean, a year back. He helps explain what a U-joint is, and then we expand below to listing 5 ways to know you have a U-joint that's failing. So here is a picture of a U-joint. All right, there's a picture of a U-joint right there. That's what it actually looks like if you were to have one in your hand. It's literally about a palm's size. They're different size depending on what size axle you have, which size axle and what size drive shaft you have. A U-joint, universal joint, or cardan joint is used in a position where flexibility is important to the vehicle, or rotation motions are necessary. Most specifically on 4x4 and off-road vehicles, you will find U-joints attaching drive shafts and axle shafts. The structure to them is similar, but the size may be different, vehicle dependent, right? So we say we have 44s, we have 60s. The U-joint is what connects the two together. So in Charlene's office environment, so you have an axle and you have a drive shaft. And so let's just say these two have to connect together. Well, you can't just go boop and connect them. What you end up having is you end up having a U-joint in the middle that allow them to kind of rotate and do what they need to do. So that's what it is. It's a connecting device. A U-joint is a connecting device. Commonly, there is a U-joint at each end of the drive shaft. They allow the rear axle to move up and down in relation to the transmission without bending or snapping the drive shaft that connects them. Some drive shafts may even have a U-joint or two with double cardan joint, in the center. There are also U-joints commonly found on axles at the wheels. So we have the big dog today because this guy actually has a drive shaft in here, and it has a U-joint. So here's the front axle. Here's the drive shaft. All right. This is where the U-joint goes, right here, where it's connected to the drive shaft, the axle, and the drive shaft. It also said where the axle is connected to the wheel. So you have a U-joint in here generally as well. All right. And sometimes there can be a double cardan joint, which is actually not on this one. Sorry. There's only U-joints at the top, and then this U-joint, so this is to the axle, U-joint, drive shaft, U-joint, transfer case. On the back side, here's the transfer case, there's the U-joint, the rear drive shaft, U-joint, rear axle. Okay, how are we doing? Oh, almost fell off. How are we doing on visualization? Good on understanding where they are? And then, of course, like we said, at either end of the axle, generally at the wheels, there's also U-joints. Man, I just broke the mirror. Gosh dang it. So dangerous around here. All right. A U-joint has a lot of technology wrapped into a very small part. It's a crisscross shaped part with precision ground needle bearings, caps with triple lip seals, thrust washers, and grease. Most U-joints require maintenance, being greased via Zerk fittings, while new spacer joints are self-greasing. Some of them come already with grease in them and they're sealed. Assuming that U-joint dust seals are in top shape, you can follow Spicer's on-off highway lubrication guidelines, which is a 5,000 to 8,000 mile, or every 3 months is the minimum. There's a chart link for it on the link. It should be more often if your vehicle is subject to extreme off-roading, including stream crossings. We always talk about this water challenge. Stream crossings, snowy highways, and sand or silt desert washes. All right, so water getting into U-joints, getting into grease, no different than water getting into your axle and getting into your diff, into the diff cover. So with that, we're going to dive into, there's actually a deeper dive. There's all kinds of links on this one. A deeper dive in Bauer Power Hour of drive shafts and U-joints. And then we also have another deep dive that we'll be posting with Jim Reel from JE Drivelines that we did on our e-workshop. All right, so these are the 5 signs of a failing U-joint. Let me go ahead and get my Toyota off my lap. 5 signs of a failing U-joint. Number 1, a squeaking noise when starting to move. Well, they all kind of squeak a little bit, but this is a specific kind of sound. Failure of the needle bearings is the most common cause of wear, usually due to lack of lubrication. Since the bearing portion of each universal joint twists a small amount with each rotation of the drive shaft, but always in the same location, the grease can evaporate or be thrown out into the bearing cup. The bearing becomes dry, metal-to-metal contact is made, and the U-joint bearings will squeak as the drive shaft rotates. The squeak usually cannot be heard once the vehicle moves faster than 5 to 10 miles per hour because of the other vehicle noise. The squeak is a warning that the universal joint should be serviced. So here's another great picture of that, and the needle bearings and the caps that they're talking about are in the ends. Okay, so it needs to be greased. And we're not going to go into that article, but there is a greasing article that's in here as well. How to. The second way signs of a failing U-joint. Clunk, a clunk, with a ringing sound when shifting from drive to reverse. This noise usually indicates that the universal joint bearings have enough excess clearance to allow the drive shaft to rotate slightly, then come to a hard stop when power is reversed. So it's saying that there's enough slack, slack in that U-joint that when you go into reverse, the drive shaft is like clunk, right? This can be the next stage of deterioration after having insufficient grease in the U-joint bearings. Greasing the U-joint bearings won't reverse damage to the U-joint, but may extend its life somewhat. Okay, the third way. Vibration felt throughout the vehicle while moving forward at speed. This is very common, actually. This vibration means that the universal joint bearings have now worn enough to allow the drive shaft to move outside its normal rotational path, causing imbalance and vibration. This will be a higher frequency vibration than that of an out of balance wheel or tire, for an example, since the drive shaft turns 3 to 4 times faster than the wheels. The worn universal joint is now causing damage to other components of the vehicle, including the transmission because the drive shaft is slipping. Replacement of the universal joint is in order at this point to prevent further damages. So here's a great picture of a drive shaft where the universal joint finally failed and it fell out. So that's the drive shaft. And again, just to help with the visual portion again, so this is your axle, this is your CV joint, this is your drive shaft, front drive shaft, CV joint, transfer case, right, four-wheel drive transfer case, another CV joint, rear drive shaft, and your rear axle, right? All right, the fourth one, transmission fluid leaks from the rear of the transmission. Transmission fluid leaking from the rear of the transmission is often the result of a badly worn universal joint. The vibration noted above has now worn the transmission bushing and damaged the transmission output shaft seal, which then leaks transmission fluid. If fluid is suspected of leaking from the transmission should be inspected to determine the source of the leak and the appropriate repair made. Sorry about that last sentence I put in there. That's kind of a duh moment, isn't it? All right. Oh, Jody says clunk. No from experience. That's all I see. Number 5. If the drive shaft is dislocated, meaning dropped or something. If the vehicle cannot move, you've probably seen it. A Jeep on the trail with the drive shaft laying under the vehicle, no longer attached to the transmission or the rear axle. Guess what? This is the ultimate failure mode for a universal joint. Literally breaking and allowing the drive shaft to drop to the ground. Repair at this point can include much more than the universal joint, possibly requiring full drive shaft replacement and more. And it's not always the easiest trail fix because you got to push out universal joints. So here is yet another video that you can jump in and watch and see. And those are 3 different sizes of universal joints right there. So I thought that this was really interesting. This is the history of the Spicer U-joint. And so I thought I'd read this to you too, just because we're all geeks at heart, right? In April 1904, Clarence Spicer started his company based on the patented innovation of the encased universal joint in Plainfield, New Jersey. This would replace the chain and sprocket in propelling a vehicle. Like, that's how far back we go. Naming it Spicer Manufacturing Corporation. These guys are real, like, well, I shouldn't say anything. Bauer Media, right? In 1914, attorney Charles Dana purchased a controlling interest in Spicer Manufacturing Company. Decades later, in 1955, he says, quote, "I don't know what would have happened if I hadn't got into the Spicer Company. Mr. Spicer had a joint that was really wanted by the car and truck manufacturers. If I had gone off the market, I sometimes wonder if it had gone off the market, I sometimes wonder what would have happened to the automotive industry. Sounds like that was the money guy. In 1938, Clarence Spicer's last of 40 US and French patents is issued in December 20th, less than a year before he passes away. In 1946, Spicer Manufacturing Corporation is renamed Dana Corporation in recognition of Charles Dana's 32 years of leadership. Spicer becomes the brand name for the company's driveline products. And so then there's another link here. See the 75 plus year history timeline. So you guys can jump in on that and geek out a little bit more there. Yeah. I would say grab that link and geek out on these videos afterwards. The one with Randall in it, the one with the different styles and sizes of U-joints in it. You have the link to Bauer Power Hour and some great tech there. You would just forward into the appropriate spot and enjoy it. And then also look for the, I think it's six steps to greasing a U-joint. And remembering, not all U-joints are greasable. Some of them are sealed. So that is not always a maintenance item for you. Sometimes they're sealed, and so then it's a replacement item only. Yay! There's our education for tonight. Did everybody learn something? Learn something new? Somebody? Somebody? What did we learn? How did we do on visual aids? Other than I don't have a U-joint with me because it's in Flagstaff right now in the motorhome. I only had so much space to bring stuff back. Didn't know that was something I needed. Everything good with that plan? Any questions on the upcoming schedule? Camping in Flagstaff, camping in Moab, Leadership Summit, End of Year Bash, 12 Days of Giving, Challenge, Resolution. They're going to come here in a second and you'll have plenty of time to do what you're doing. November 14th is a save the date to get our education back going again. We're going to continue to do these types of things on Tuesday nights where we do business first, education second. Keep this motivation going. Keep that conversation going. Get that off-road education study group going online. I think that's really cool. Something you guys want. I'm all in. And yeah. We got a lot of more. Yep, that's right in line with 7th grade. We got a lot of more ideas that are attached to that Friday night and Saturday. I just need to build them a little bit before I open my big mouth and say anything about it. All right? All right. So if you guys don't have any questions, tell me what you learned really fast. Say your goodnights. Let's peel out. Let's get back to work. Let's do our thing. Let's have a great dinner. Let's go watch some videos about U-joints. Go Google it. Go see some cool videos. Go look at some cool images. Now that you know what we're talking about, they're kind of important. They make noises. They make the drive shafts go round and round. You want your drive shaft to go like this. Back to my office tools. You want your drive shaft to go like this, where it's consistent. Round and round and round. The minute that it goes like this, we have issues. We have issues. What's happening? Our U-joint is unhappy. Our U-joint is unhappy. It's attached to our, what? Transmission, transfer case. It's also attached to, ooh, big question of the night. What's it actually attached to on the front axle? What's the name of the thing that is actually attached to in the front axle? Do, 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 do. Well, everybody's saying goodnight. Give me the word. Who knows what that front U-joint is attached to in the front axle? What's the actual word? Yep, it's attached to the drive shaft, but this is the drive shaft. Here's the front axle. What's it attached to in the front axle? Do, 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 do. Dig deeper, Jody. You're getting closer. Who else has an idea? Boom! That is Lori for the win. The pinion. Yeah, so that pinion gear is right in there. And the flange, yep. So pinion gear, flange, it's right there at the end. And that U-joint connects right into it. Look at you guys go. I'm so proud of you. Boom, chakalaka. That's what we do when we win the quiz. We need to like figure out how to have quizzes and stuff on here. I know. All right. You guys are awesome. Have a good night. Let's have some fun. This might get way more entertaining than we ever imagined. I mean, who knew Tuesday nights could be so cool, right? Boom, chakalaka. A CV joint is the same as a U-joint in its own way. They're just different. I know. You're going to hate me for this. So a CV joint, a U-joint, and a cardan joint are all have the same purpose. They all have the same purpose. They're all built to join something together. The difference is the way they actually join together. So that U-joint is like this. A double cardan joint actually puts two U-joints next to each other. Awkward. So you have two U-joints. I don't know if I can do this. You guys love this, I hope. So you have two U-joints that go together and they sit next to each other. That's called a double cardan joint. And then you have your CV. All right. I like it. I know, Lori, we need to come up with more quizzes. I like it. All right. Night, ladies. Talk to you later. This was fun.